Good morning, this is Larry. It's Friday, October, maybe it's the 25th, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm over here on the Rands Promise Claim, West End Prospectors. Here's one of the markers. And it's actually right next to the Sleepy Bear Mine claim. And I've never worked this one before, so I don't know exactly where to dig. This was kind of an unplanned trip, so I just decided at the last minute to come up. And what I'm going to do, I brought a bunch of buckets with me, so I'm going to just take some samples, do a little panning, and while I'm here, and see if I'm hitting any pay dirt. So once I figure out where to start digging, I'll get back to you. So here's my first test hole. There's the marker right there. So I'm just a little ways from that. Went down about 1.5 feet. Didn't hit the cliche. So I'll have to test this and see. I kind of doubt it, but there might be some real fine stuff in here. Yeah, I figured I'll test the black sand content. Yeah, it's fair, about the same as I was getting the Sleepy Bear. So this will be bucket number 1. I'll mark it again. It's there's the marker, and it's just right over here. Okay, hole number 2, I'm still digging it. I'm down about 9-10 inches, but hole number 1 pretty much was like topsoil, so there's probably nothing in it. This is a little harder digging, more minerals in it, and just at this point I'm already down to the cliche, so this should be a better hole. Again, just like right over there, 3 blocks is a marker, and then right over here about the same distance is the West End marker. So that's where hole number 2 is, south of the northeast corner marker. So I'm going to dig down about the same depth maybe as I did in the other one. So looking at my claims map, I should be about right here. Here's Fiddler's Gulch running this way. It looks like the claim starts getting farther away from the gulch. So I need to turn around and head back this way to get a sample. I just started to go south from my last position, but then I saw an area that looks kind of intriguing. It looks like it's somebody dug in here. Maybe this was like a test hole here, right over there. But it looks like it's been a while. Looks like nobody's dug there for some time. Now this is just right over there. That's where I was just digging. There's that boundary post and Fiddler's Gulf between me and that. So I'm just up just a few feet from where I dug. So I'm sort of like southwest from it, but coming over this way a little more, I could see other tailing piles. Again, it looks like they've been here for a while. This one in particular, if I'm reading this right, it looks like this is probably a tailing pile right here, but it's been here long enough that this bush grew up in the middle of it. So what I'm going to do is just take a little sample from right here and see if there's anything left from the good old days. This I'll just show you over here too. Still going west. You can see, I don't know if you can see, there are quite a few tailing pilings. Now some of those over there look a little fresher than the ones over here. Of course, this could be a bad sign if nobody's been digging over here for years. Maybe that's because there's nothing here. But I'm gonna get a sample, see what we got. I don't know if you can see way over there, there's a little stack, silver stack from the Sleepy Bear mine. You probably can't see it. So I mentioned there's probably certain areas I won't be able to go to today that I like to drive to, just because I just have my car with me and it's real low to the ground, the Scion XB. And the reason I didn't bring my Jeep with a four-wheel drive is because since I'm by myself, it would be costly on the gas. If I had the crew with me, we could all share the cost, but it gets about half the mileage that this thing does. And so even though gas is going down, it's still about the cheapest I saw coming up here. I think it was like $3.56 a gallon, I believe, here in California. So that's cheap for us. If you're seeing this in another state, I know that's high, but that's about the cheapest around here. Next week I'll be going with my wife to Blythe and out by Quartzsite. So what I usually do there, I just cross over the border into Arizona. They don't have all the taxes that we have on the gas here, sales, on and on, all these different taxes. So I should be able to fill up there and save some money on that trip. But that's why I'm in this car. It gets around fine. It just, certain areas I wouldn't be able to get to, but I should be able to get enough samples to give me an idea about this claim. So I thought I'd come down. There's my car up there, and there's a stake. Come down here and see what these diggings look like. It looks like these are from the old days when people didn't clean up their trash. See all the old cans? I mean, somebody could have had a little camp here, and they thought, well, they'll use this for their dump when they're done mining. I don't know. These days, that's really frowned upon. Even all the test holes I'm digging, we need to fill them up because turtle could fall in there or something. So we get done with them, we fill them up. And but sometime or another, somebody did a lot of digging right around here. So must have been finding something. And you can see it goes down that way more. Old tin cans, bottles. Yeah, too bad they had to break all the bottles. Those are worth money. None of them are old enough to turn purple with having lead in them, though. As far as I can see. I see quite a few bullet shells. So I shouldn't blame it on the old miners. Could have been hunters out here, shooting rabbits or whatever was out here back then. But anyway, somebody left a mess from the old days. Now we carry everything out, make sure we don't leave a scrap. So I found the southeast corner of the Rands Promise claim. Over that way is Randsburg. There's the telephone poles running over there, down that way. Way over there, maybe that's the other post. Well, it's 11:05, and I'm leaving the claim. The Rands Promise claim, and I'm gonna be heading home. Should get there around, let's see, it's about 2 o'clock. If I should beat all that traffic, I'm hoping. So if nothing goes wrong, should be home about 2 o'clock. So they detoured me on the road that goes to the old historic Garlock area. Way over there, that's where the Sleepy Bear mine is, and I was on the other side of that. Here's the up here's where, from way over there in Randsburg, in the old days, they used to bring the tailings all the way over here. And there's a whole bunch of it. Actually, that's where I found my first nugget, was over there somewhere, going through those old tailings. And the red chispa areas up there, people metal detect and find quite a few nuggets. So this club I'm in, they have a claim up there also. I've never been on their claim. I'll have to check it out one of these days. Anyway, I gotta head down that way somewhere. I think it may be Highway 14, I'm not sure. I don't know how many miles this is gonna take me out of my way. Okay, here's the guys working on the never-ending little fence, a couple feet high, to keep the turtles from coming onto the highway. And one of the guys that's been working on it for months and months says any of them have never even seen one turtle yet. So, but they've got a job. I guess people mean well, but sometimes they come up with some ideas that really don't work. That may just be one of them. If you need a job, check into this. Look at this thing, just goes on. And like I say, the guy says he's been on it for months. Okay, I made it home. I had to actually take like a 50-mile detour. Here's what happened. I heard it on the news. I'm coming home. I guess somewhere right below where I got onto 395, some nut called the Ridge, up above me, the Ridge Crest Police Department said he had planned on coming there and shooting a bunch of them, but then he thought, oh, they're too well armed, I'll just go on a rampage. So he started heading down 395, and he had 2 people in the trunk. I don't know who the people were. I guess they're still alive. And somewhere along the line, they caught up with him below where I was, and I guess he jumped out and started shooting at the trunk, and then they shot him dead. So they just closed the whole 395 off from that point. So they made me go up north, then I had to cut over to the west, and then cut back. So it added like 50 miles to my trip and got me in some of the traffic that I didn't want to get into. So the best laid plans, like they say, and that's what happened.